Hi everyone. Teachers tell me a lot that they simply don't have time to sit down and create their own lesson content or activities. And I get it because teachers, we are so time poor. But I just want to show you how quick and easy it can be to create something simple but useful in ActivInspire. So I'm going to make use of the shapes tool, and I'm going to choose my rounded rectangle here. You can see these are my color choices I've got for fill color, and if I don't like any of those, I can right click and choose a different one. So we'll choose pale yellow. The color and size of the outside rim of the shape is dictated by this color palette here. So let me just make, a shape like so. These are going to be where my students write their digits. So we're going to be making 3-digit numbers. So I'm going to duplicate those to make 3 little things there. Now, if you are a little bit like me and you like everything lined up nice and neatly, I'll show you quickly how you can align these. I'm going to select them all. Either right hand click on top of one of them or use Cheat's right hand click or the object edit menu and go to align, and I'll align the bottom. Boom, now they all line up nicely. While I'm there, I'm also going to group them with this here. It will turn yellow when they're grouped, and that means that they are going to move together on the page from now on. And I'm also probably going to, while I'm here, lock them down. Just move them up a tiny bit. Okay, the next step for me is to go into my browser. If you're missing your browser, remember you can go View, Browsers, or Control B or Command B, depending on whether you're Mac or Windows on your keyboard, and that will bring it back. I'm pinning my browser down so that I can drag things in and out of it and it won't keep slipping away off the side of the page. I'm coming into my resource browser, so the second icon from the left at the top, resource browser, and I'm making sure I'm in my shared resources, coming down to the lesson building tool. So I can either double click on that folder or use the arrow or plus on the side there to unroll it and see my gadgets folder. And I want to pull a scoreboard out of my gadgets folder. If you don't see yours there, you can just scroll down and you should find it slightly down the page. Okay, so I'll move that onto that side of the page. Now the idea behind this game is it's going to be a place value challenge. So let me add a title at the top, place value challenge. Done. And that's probably about right in the position as well. Now the final step, and this is something that I'll set up. In fact, if I save my flip chart now, this is saved as my template. My final step is to turn on in Tools, under Maths Tools, my dice roller, and you'll see why I've placed everything down the bottom of my page. The dice roller comes on smack in the middle of the page. Now, if I wanted to have 2-digit numbers or 4-digit numbers, I can change my dice to have 4 dice, or I could have 2 dice. As you know, I want to do 3-digit numbers. So the idea is that the teams are going to take turns and they have to state whether they're going to make the highest or the lowest possible number with whatever role they have. So with this one, the lowest number I could make would be 135. So I would get my pen, or the kids would have the pen tool on, and they would say 1, 3, 5. And if the whole class agree that that is the lowest, then they're going to get 1 point. So they can add 1 point here. And then I'm going to erase my annotations, and the next team have a turn. They get to roll, and this team might have predicted before they roll, they have to predict whether they're going to do the highest or the lowest, and they'll then write 5, 4, whoops, 2, sorry, I'm doing it on a mouse pad so it's a bit messy, and if everyone agrees that that is the correct number, they also get a point. So it's we can add an element of a timer. We can give them a timer on the page as well. So in my gadgets, if I wanted to, I could bring on a timer. Oops. Let me try that again. Bring on a timer and I'll make it small. And I'll move it down here. And maybe they've only got 20 seconds or something in here to get that done. So that adds a pressure, an element of gaming to it, and it might start to differentiate scores of the teams, make it a little bit more competitive. Okay, so as you can see, it can be pretty quick and easy to make a game. Now this game looks a little bit bland, if I may say so. So I can change that by simply coming and grabbing my paint bucket. We'll just run with that colour that's already there and flood filling the background. So it just makes the screen pop out a bit, makes it a little bit more interesting or engaging to look at. Alternatively, in my resource library, I have got, under backgrounds, a whole lot of different backgrounds to use. Sometimes the patterns and things like that actually can distract, or the illustrations can be distracting or not work with the with what you've got on the page. So something like this might, it doesn't look too bad actually, but it can be a bit, doesn't quite fit. Sometimes you'll get nice ones that do fit, that's not too bad. Or texture. They often have some quite good ones there that you can just pop on in the background. So suddenly everything's a little bit more vibrant and it feels a bit gamier than if we just had that blank white background on the page. So you can see pretty quick, pretty easy to just pull on those tools. I would leave the dice roller turned on the whole time for this game. The only one thing is that I need to remember to turn it on so that we can play the game once we start. And that's it.